And now we will turn focus to the West Asia conflict. We will be discussing with a guest how the Iran war is expected to unfold. We're joined in by Professor Rajiv Nayan, the Nelson Mandela Center for Peace and Conflict Resolution, Jamia Millia Islamia. He joins us. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on DD India News Hour this afternoon. To begin with, help us understand, in which stage is this war at present, with both sides refusing to budge, with both sides issuing warnings time and again to each other. How do we see the war progress from here on?
Look, the war has to end. Both sides are just pushing, and they are just trying to gain as much concessions as possible. So, United States has realized its limitations. The United States has also realized that it had somehow underestimated the Iranian strength, but at its resilience. United States may bulldoze or along with Israel, but somehow Iran has demonstrated its own skills. It has also demonstrated that it can hide things at which all the technical intelligence or any other human intelligence may not detect it, and this is the problem. Second issue is why I am saying that soon it will end. In a matter of weeks, I am saying that both sides will eventually realize that it is proving costly. Right? Just how Iran is raising the cost. It knows that it is nowhere near the United States and Israeli combined. So one day it has to accept defeat. It is accepting the damage. It is bearing the damage, but its objective is to at least inflict damage on United States allies so that in the future they may resist any such adventure by United States or its friends who are supporting or who are pushing United States to do that. So this is one obvious strategy which we are realizing from the Iranian resistance, or you can say Iranian reluctance to call the ceasefire. Ceasefire, eventually they will call, but second thing they may be having, that is they are thinking of a long-term perspective. They are talking about a long-term bargain. They said, okay, today you are ending the war, tomorrow means we are ending the war, but again you will do something like this soon, or just day after. So it has to end. I think this is the signal Iranian regime is giving. And I'm sure that it also knows that it has to end the war, and it will go on the negotiating table. There is no doubt about that. So we are waiting for that. The sooner it happens, the better it is for the world.
All right, so are you saying that at present US and Israel are at a better position than Iran, though Iran has shown its resilience, and as put forth by you also, it is teaching the US and Israel, lessons for the future. But then put all this together, if we compare how are both the parties positioned at this moment in the war, which side is better placed?
No doubt. Iran cannot match the military prowess of United States and Israel. But what it is doing, it has drawn out its strategy. And it has learned lessons, as you rightly pointed out, and it is teaching a lesson to the combined also. It learned lessons and just see how to escape the radar, how to escape the ballistic missile defense, how to escape the defensive mechanism which can intercept drones. Because last time, what Israel or United States stated in June 2025, a struggle, conflict, whatever you like to call it, operation, war, that it had intercepted 100% of its drones. But this time drone is doing the damage. This is there. It doesn't mean that Iran quantitatively or qualitatively is much better than, or it has become much better than United States. There is no doubt about that. US is still maintaining the superiority. But whatever window Iran has got, it is damaging. And it is damaging not only Israeli territory, but also it is damaging US allies. And this is its strategy. And it is also forcing the United States, European or NATO allies to rethink not to join the conflict. If
Yes.
you join the conflict, I will damage you also. So it has given a strong message to them also, so that just see, Iran has given concession to France, and France ship will be given a passage through a
Through the
Strait of.
Strait. Yes.
Yeah, so but other allies are also getting the message, and what it is going to do. Again, it has got limited but effective military machinery, and it is a striking United States with its limitations, with all its military weaknesses, whatever. So it has somehow tactically, it has managed itself quite well. And the most important or potent tool, it seems to be not only missiles or drones, but the bunkers. And these bunkers are still undetected. And second thing, the New York Times had given a story day before yesterday or just a few days ago, that it is even those damaged bunkers are getting reconstructed, and United States is proving to be helpless. And this is how it is progressing. So this is what my submission is, that it is somehow inflicting damage to United States. It is raising the cost of the operation, and it is sending signal. Now, what will you do? Are you still interested in taking over or sending troops or sending ground forces to claim, or you can say capture all the
Right.
materials as stockpile? So now United States cannot. Now the way its air force aircrafts have been damaged or have been shot down, it will think several times, because they say that we had damaged Iranian defense mechanisms, defensive system. Still, they're damaging. This weakened, completely crippled system is
Yes.
damaged.
All
So
right.
this is a big message. Yes.
Yes. So when we're talking of this war, then, to what extent has it changed the connotations of a war? Given that war is not just about missiles and drones anymore, it is not just about ground military offensive or face-off anymore, but the way Iran restricted Strait of Hormuz, the way it attacked its neighbors where US bases were present, it has brought a new dimension to a war. Having said that, how do you evaluate or how do you gauge the spillover effects it has had on the region, as a whole?
Look, war is not only about tactics, but a war is also about strategy. So
Yes.
when you are talking about a strategy, so you have to think about what all forces, what all elements you have to target. And this is quite natural. Everything is fair in love, war, and politics. This is old saying, and this is exactly what Iran is doing. If you are giving a base to my is, then your territory is being used to attack me. Obviously, I will have my own strategy. You cannot dictate that you should not do this or you should not do that, because you are also not going by the playbook. So if you are having your own playbook, so I will have my own. So this is what Iran has suggested, and it is succeeding. Now the Gulf allies of United States is putting pressure, and tomorrow, let me tell you, tomorrow they will have a rethink about providing military bases to United States. There will be negotiations. Please shift it. Please rely on naval power. Please don't use our territory, our land as military base. Otherwise, Iran will damage me. In fact, Iran had declared it long back that if you attack me, your allies will be put under flame. So this is exactly it is doing. It is
Yes.
not finding a tactical battle, but it is also fighting a strategic battle, and it is attacking all infrastructure, economic bases, its oil, where it may hurt most, not only to these Arab countries but also to Israel. So news is coming in very restricted. In war, generally information is a big casualty. So that we are knowing, and so it is raising the cost. Its entire strategy is to raise the cost of your adversary and adversary's friends so that they don't align with it in the future and have bargain and if you are sitting on the negotiating table, you should be better positioned. Now you have demonstrated that the amount of damage I can do and all your objectives may not be completely fulfilled. You can have a saving solution. You can find an exit route, and Trump is looking for an exit route. How to say that, yeah, it is successful? This is what exactly he's saying. He's coming forward with his 15-point plan and saying that, okay, I changed the regime and we have substantively damaged the Iranian nuclear infrastructure, and missile infrastructure is also damaged. So even its terror infrastructure is crippled. But all these are just consolation prize.
Right.
So, but in reality, it has to compromise. It has to overlook its original plan to take over, to send the troops and take over the fissile material, or it obviously it cannot damage. It cannot damage or attack fissile material because its radiation will affect its friends and allies and its
Yes.
in the region. So in June also, it avoided attacking the fissile materials. It used IAEA chief to advise the Iranian regime to shift a stockpile, and this has been publicly stated in the Board of Governors meeting, and a statement has been issued by IAEA head. So this is very clear that its objective is not to damage or not to attack Israeli fissile material. So it is caught in a dilemma. What to do now? So this
Yes.
situation, and it has to just wriggle out of the situation. This is what I would say.
All right, sir, we leave it here. Thank you so much for joining in with those insights. Thank you for being part of this discussion this afternoon.